Welcome to the Dance Studio Empire Podcast Business Series. This podcast is about building your studio empire, whatever that is for you, whether you're just getting started or striving to hit the elusive $1 million mark. This business series will give you the confidence and know-how you need to transform your studio and give you the business you've always wanted. So sit back and get ready to build your dance studio empire. Hey, dance studio owners, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Dance Studio Empire podcast. Now, if you are new here, my aim is to empower dance studio owners to build successful and thriving businesses. If you don't know me, my name is Jen Dalton, and I'm here just to share valuable insights and practical tips that will hopefully help you increase your studio's revenue. After all, as dance studio owners, we not only want to share our love for dance, but also we should be wanting to create a financially sustainable business so that we can support our passion and the impacts of the lives of our students. And without the money coming in, without the ability to run that sustainable business, you then can't give the opportunities to the students that you possibly could if you did. So today's topic is actually one of my favorite topics, but it's all about increasing revenue in your dance studio. And we're going to explore some various strategies and some smart choices that can help you generate more income and create a thriving business. So I'm going to be talking things from understanding the benefits from your outs versus your ins. So what you're spending, what's coming in, starting small so that you can manage those overhead costs. So not putting yourself in too far too early, doing as much as you can and putting your ego aside to focus on what truly matters. So the idea is to have a holistic approach about it. And hopefully I'm going to be covering it all for you in enough detail. Now, before we start though, I do want to just ask you a question. Do you know what the value of one student is in your studio for the year? I think this is a really important tool to have, information to know, because it's a simple way of just being able to monitor how many students you need to have to cover costs that are going out. This could be with programs that you buy that maybe you have a monthly royalty you need to pay. It could be with specialized teachers that you get in. You need to know how many students you need to cover the cost of this teacher, as well as make a profit and cover all the other costs of your business, so your rent and insurance and all those fun things that we don't really love doing. But by knowing what the value of one student is, then it helps you mentally just be able to work out whether it's worth it or not. So if you haven't, I actually did record an episode on this. It was podcast, I think it was episode 13, and I talk about like the most effective tool that I use to build my studio growth and revenue. So check it out if you haven't. I also have a student value calculator, which is another way that you can type in the details, and it'll help you work out just the average of what one student costs you, the value of one student, sorry. Not what it costs you, what they're bringing in for you. And I will leave the link for that down below too. So if you don't have that calculator, you can get that. Listen to that episode. It's going to help you. Okay. Now, before we dive into the strategies for increasing revenue in this episode, let's talk about the importance of making smart choices when it comes to managing your studio's finances, because it's essential to have a clear understanding of your financial goals and to be mindful of where you are spending your money. Now, one crucial aspect is the decision between outsourcing tasks and insourcing tasks. Now, outsourcing, I get it. It can be a very strategic move to delegate tasks that are not your strength. I get that. And there are times when this needs to happen. This could be, for example, outsourcing your bookkeeping to a professional, because it's important to keep accurate financial records and tax compliance. Like, that's really important if you're running a business. It's also really important if you to get a specialized teacher in. Maybe it's a circus teacher or an acro teacher or a RAD qualified teacher, whatever it is. There are sometimes you are going to have to spend on specialized expertise, and that is definitely important. We just have to make sure that we're spending on the right things. So by doing that, by spending on those type of things, you can save time and you can save energy that you're not trying to do it yourself, and ensuring that your financials are in order, particularly with that bookkeeper, if that's where your strengths don't lie. But on the other hand, there may be tasks that you can effectively handle in-house. Now, this might be things like social media management, customer service, your teacher training, your programming. By doing these things yourself, or even with your close team, you can save on outsourcing costs and have more control over the quality and timeline of your work. I know sometimes there's that feeling of, if there's something you're not quite sure of, it's actually easy to throw money at it. Sometimes that's not going to work, because you need to have a type of understanding before throwing money at it, and you need to do the work once you do throw the money at it. So just think really, really carefully about those things, what it is you can manage on your own. Engage with your team. See if they sometimes have some really great ideas. When I have some of my team meetings, we're sitting around, we could be brainstorming, we could be workshopping ideas for later on in the year, our concerts, and they have some really great ideas. And so take it on board, because for you as the studio owner, sometimes we just get stuck in our own bubble, our own thoughts, and we don't think outside the box. So it helps sometimes to have people, and that can be with your social media as well. I know a lot of studio owners, the social media side of things is another pressure. It's another task we have to do. It's another use of our creative energy that sometimes we just don't have spare. So utilize some of your senior students or your younger teachers. They may be able to help you. So don't be afraid to ask. Okay, moving on. Another smart choice is, in the early days, you may have even heard me say this, start small. Don't overcommit. And whether that means starting in a community hall or a shared space instead of investing in the purpose-built unit. Those high overhead costs, if you're starting with those at the beginning, it's going to put you behind. The other benefit of starting small, it just allows you to test your market and to build a client base that is solid. So you have families that are coming, regularly coming. You've proving your retention. You're proving that your business model is working or not, but you're not taking on too much financial risk, because as your studio grows, you can then gradually invest in a larger space or facilities or teachers, whatever it is, based on the demand and your revenue generation. Okay, so I know it's hard sometimes because we have this instant gratification now, and you are seeing a lot of what other people are doing, and I know there's pressure with that for sure. You may be even feeling like people won't come to me if I don't have that beautiful purpose-built studio. Well, the reality is, if you do have it, you might get the students in. But if you haven't proven to yourself, your teachers, your families, that you can actually run a successful business, classes run beautifully, you have trained your teachers so they are teaching effectively, then they're not going to stay anyway. So if you can just be patient with yourself and just trust the process of moving slowly, then you will then find yourself ahead faster. And I know it's quite hard, especially in the times we live in, for sure. I get that. Okay, it's also important to do as much as you can for yourself initially. So especially starting out, or if you have limited resources. So for example, you can design your own marketing material, create your own website, teach classes yourself. Again, I know this might not be something you want to be spending your time on. Maybe you can get help from someone, in the studio who sort of has an idea of this. But again, it's going to allow you to save on the expenses and then invest your money wisely in areas that truly require professional expertise or that align with your core business goals. A crucial aspect of increasing revenue is putting your ego aside and focusing on what you truly need to do to drive your revenue growth. Now, I totally get it. There are sometimes things that you don't want to do, but you just have to do, particularly at the beginning. It's just something that we have to do in order to be successful. Now, this means making strategic decisions based on your studio's unique needs and goals, rather than getting swayed or influenced by trends or worrying about what other studios are doing. So, for example, instead of investing maybe in super expensive equipment or the facilities to impress others, focus on creating exceptional dance programs, building that strong community, and delivering an outstanding experience for your students. This is where the money's made. This is where you are going to stand out and be successful. Okay, remember, increasing revenue is not just about generating more income, but it's about managing your expenses and making smart choices. And maybe that's not what you actually wanted to hear on this podcast, but it really is just the reality of it. And by aligning your spending with your studio goals and focusing on the areas that truly matter, you can then build a financially sustainable dance studio business that is going to bring you both joy and success. Okay, so start by assessing your current financial situation, identify areas of improvement, and then make strategic choices that align with your studio's vision and mission. All right, now, one area which I am very passionate about, because I offer it myself, is working with others, working in a community, working with a coach to improve your situation. Professional development, personal development, it is something very close to my heart. And I want to tell you about an opportunity that I have that is specifically for dance studio owners. And we are in the launch period for my masterminds. Now, I don't know if you have heard of these before. We are currently running our first mastermind, which started in January, have an exceptional group of studio owners who are working. Well, I am opening the doors again. We are launching again at the beginning of June for these masterminds. Now, this is by application only. So you need to apply, and this can actually be done now. If you want to be part of this experience, you can get on board and put your application in. If you do apply, I'll then reach out to you, have a conversation, and we'll see if it's going to work for us both. I have two masterminds. So, like I mentioned, I have Align, which was the first mastermind we started. Now, Align is a 6-month mastermind, and this is a high level mastermind, high touch. It's extremely intimate and immersive. So, there's a lot of work we do, but it's very specific. With you and me, we work together. This is for studio owners who have over 250 students or have been in business for over 5 years. And the opportunity that we have is we work one-on-one, we do group working sessions, and we also include expert coaches that you specifically need to take your studio to its next level, right? The other bonus of a mastermind is the incredible conversations that you have within your group. Very small group, it's very capped at a specific number with like-minded studio owners, because that's the conversations that you have, the questions that are asked are just at a totally different level for those who are at that point of their business. Now, this has been an exceptional experience, and over the next coming weeks, I'm going to be playing episodes. I'm going to be interviewing some of our members of the Align Mastermind and just getting them to talk about their experience. So maybe that's you, maybe that resonates with you. I would absolutely love, if you think it is, to reach out apply and we'll have the conversation. As I said, starting at the beginning of June, and very small numbers, so it's capped. So if you think the time's right, definitely apply. But I'm also really excited to tell you about Ignite. So Ignite Mastermind, this is a new one that will be starting, and this one is a 3-month mastermind. 3 months, but it's also for those studio owners who aren't at 250 students yet or haven't been growing for 5 years. The idea with this is to give the same opportunity to dance studio owners who are really wanting to focus in on running their business the best way they can. But this way, it's a less financial commitment and it's also less time commitment. So together, have the same benefits. We still have the high touch, the intimate, immersive experiences, but we're going to be focusing on what the next project for you need to do to get your studio to where you want. So in both of them, you get to work with me personally. I actually get involved in your business. So I help you make the decisions. I keep you accountable in order to move the needle, right? That's the difference. So that's for both of them. Now with Ignite, again, it is a small number in the container because there is only so much time I have in my weeks because there's a lot of one-on-one. There's a lot of time where we're working in small groups as well. I only have a certain amount of time in my week, and I give 100% to the members of these masterminds. So if this sounds like you, whether it's a line, so whether you're a high-level studio owner ready to really take your studio, to that $1 million mark, please jump on the application process. If you are wanting to get there, but it's just not quite the right time for you, you don't want to, you're a little bit nervous about the financial commitment, the time commitment, have a look at Ignite because the Ignite Mastermind is designed for you. Okay, so definitely I'm going to leave some information at the bottom of the show notes. Click the links. If you have any questions, let me know. You also, if you want to have a quick chat about it to talk about whether you think it might be suitable for you, definitely reach out because I'm here for you to chat about that and we can work through it. And I will be completely honest with you. If I don't feel like you're ready or it's the right fit for you, then I'll tell you and I'll give you other options. This has to be something that's going to work for you at this time. So I'm very, very honest about it. I also do have a no fluff approach. So I'll be telling you exactly what you need to hear and giving you the guidance and the support that you need. However, I won't keep it won't be fluffy. It'll be quite strategic and quite to the point, exactly what you need to do to keep moving the needle forward. Okay. That is it for today's episode. I hope you have found the insights and the strategies useful in the journey to increase your studio's revenue. Remember what I spoke about at the beginning of the episode about knowing the value of your students, what the value of one student is, and then how you can use that to make smart choices about what you're spending your money on and what you are what's costing you in your business. So definitely remember that episode 13, check that out as well. And I'll have the student value calculator link below. But yeah, for now, if you have any other questions on the topic you'd like me to cover in the future, please reach out. I would love to hear from you. I really appreciate you listening and sharing this information and look forward to see what comes for you in the future. All right, everyone, I'm going to leave it there and I will catch you next week. Get ready to be inspired and challenged by some of the most innovative and forward-thinking experts in the industry. Our speakers and thought leaders bring a unique perspective and a wealth of knowledge that will help you take your business to the next level. No matter where you are in your business journey, whether you are just starting out or you are striving to reach that coveted $1 million mark, the Business of Dance Conference is designed to empower you with the knowledge and confidence you need to transform your studio into the thriving business you've always dreamed of. Get ready to unlock new potentials, new possibilities, and gain fresh insight with like-minded professionals who are just as passionate about your success as you are. Tickets are now on sale, so make sure you grab them before they run out. I will leave a link below and I can't wait to see you there.